Hey, this is Just Steph. Now, what an episode of Dragon Ball Super. There were so many surprises in this episode, I seriously had no idea how it was going to end right up until the episode finished. Even then, I was completely shocked. Just a warning that there will be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't watched the episode yet, please make sure you go and see it, otherwise this video will ruin the whole thing. We first saw Frost meet Frieza back in episode 96, and since then we haven't seen much of either of them in the tournament, right up until episode 107 when Frost tried to attack Master Roshi and get his revenge on Vegeta for beating him in the Universe 6 and 7 tournament. Now, I won't say anything more about last week's episode because it does actually lead directly into this week's one, so again, if you haven't seen that one, please watch that before you watch the last one, and then go and watch my video. So we first open up to the start of Goku and Ribrianne's fight.
Finally.
Now, I do enjoy Ribrianne's character, but I feel like we've seen too much of her in Universe 2 compared to a lot of the other universes, which haven't really had much development. Most of them have just gone out quickly. I suppose that does mean that Universe 2 will still play a significant part to come, but at the same time I'd like to see more of some of the other universes, see what they're about, especially now that we're about 13 episodes into the tournament. So after we see a lot of the Gods of Destructions discussing the Goku and Ribrianne fight, we next see a brief scene of Toppo just beating the shit out of Cabba, who's another character we all know and love, but we haven't seen a lot of in this tournament. To be honest, I'd like to keep my eye on this fight, as the next episode is Goku vs Jiren, so I'd expect Toppo to be heavily involved, so we'll see the end of this fight there for sure. This is followed by another quick discussion between the Gods of Destructions and Supreme Kais, before we get to the really good part of the episode. It starts with Frieza remarking on how the tournament is going and what his next plan is. I love this scene. Very brief, but it just really represents how evil Frieza is and how he's just viewing the whole tournament as just a little bit of fun for him. After that, we see Gohan struggling with Bororetta from Universe 3, and so, of course, typical Gohan, he tries to run to Piccolo and he gets intercepted by Jameezy, that Yardrat from Universe 2. Yep, once again, another character from Universe 2 who just seems to pop up all over the place. Having said that, this is actually the first time we see him fighting properly, and he's doing pretty well against Gohan. Once again, I find myself cringing at Gohan at how easily he gets kicked around. Ever since that fight with Cell, he's just been a fucking punching bag. I get that Gohan can't use instant transmission, but if Caulifla could knock Jameezy out of the way when she was in base form, you'd think that Gohan would be able to do the same, given that he is a lot stronger than Caulifla is. But of course, once Frieza came into the fight, it did become pretty obvious that Gohan had been holding back on me a little bit.
Yep.
And of course Frieza, in typical Frieza fashion, just takes him out without any problems and then gives Gohan shit for not doing the same thing. This is where we find out where Frost went after he made his quick escape last week, when he shows up to congratulate Frieza on knocking out Jameezy and to team up with him so they can defeat Gohan together. As we'd all expected, Frieza was betraying Universe 7, much to Beerus' anger and Champa's delight. Now, please tell me I wasn't the only one who saw that coming. I think it was pretty obvious in the build-up. Now, the ensuing fight between Frieza and Gohan is actually pretty entertaining at first, but not for long. After a while, it becomes pretty obvious that once again, Frieza significantly outclasses Gohan. Once Gohan is down, Frost decides that he can trust Frieza, so he goes right up to him and just heaps the praise on him, which you can tell Frieza really enjoys. I have to be honest, it is pretty interesting seeing Frieza sort of act in the role of a mentor to Frost. Well, that's right up until he teaches him his very most important lesson: don't trust anyone. And with an evil smile that only Frieza has, he blasts Frost off the stage, much to Frost's surprise and anger. I have to admit, I did expect Frieza to betray Frost at some point, but I didn't think it would happen this quickly. What I didn't expect was what came next, when Frost, in his anger, prepares to blast Frieza from off stage, and the Zeno-Summers just erase him in a second. Turns out they don't like you breaking the rules every time. After Frost gets erased, then we find out one last little surprise of the episode, which is that Frieza never was going to betray Universe 7, and that Gohan was playing along with him the entire time. Frieza does make it clear to Gohan that they should be fighting together, which, yeah, that didn't actually convince me all that much. I still think he might betray his universe, but I'd say that if he does, that's why he'll get knocked off in the end. We then finish the episode with a continuation of Goku's fight with Ribrianne. Still, this fight will have to conclude in the next episode, which is the double-header featuring the fight between Goku and Jiren. There won't be any episode next week, so it will be a 2-week break for the next one, but I'm okay with that. big one airs on my 21st birthday, so it gives me a reason to look forward to it. All in all, I'd say this episode, along with the previous one, would have to be probably my favourite episodes of the Tournament of Power so far. That'll probably change after I see the next one. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, and you enjoyed my review, then please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Catch you later, guys. Just F out.